Welcome back, everybody, to session 9 of The Crown of Autumn. Our last session, the party escaped the dungeon known as Forsaken, an old stronghold of a forgotten people that we have discovered that may or may not be a distant relative of the Ithnakai, or at least one of their progenitor tribes that possibly Gunnar uh, descends from. Escaping the dungeon, you guys found yourself on a cleft overlooking a tribal war between two uh, goblin kingdoms. Deciding to not participate in the bloodshed, you were able to skirt the mountainside, escape down into the foothills, down into the woodlands below, and then find a river. And your hopes were to find some kind of civilization along this river to find your bearings, because as far as you guys are concerned, you're off the map. You have traveled far enough to where the languages has changed, and perhaps even the gods are different here as well. Like in ancient times, traveling 20 miles, the language, the alphabet, and the religion changes. Go on to crossing an entire mountain range that divides two continents. You may as well be on different planets. Now, as the morning of the 5th day after escaping Forsaken, you awaken that morning to the first blush of dawn. Gunnar, would you describe your character for us as we continue?
Yes, Gunnar is a rather large Ithnakai who is 6'6", black hair and bronze skin, and built massively, massive muscles. Um, big, big boy. He currently wears some Fate Iron Greaves, leather hauberk, and his current preferred weapon is, of course, the war sword that he carries on his hip. Um, every their entire possessions are now on their backs, losing their mounts to the other side of the mountain. What we carry in our packs is what's keeping us alive.
Bond, would you describe your character for us as you trudge along this sandy riverbank?
Uh, Bond is a Dawn Fairfolk. Um, Man has a look of someone who has lived for far too many lifetimes, uh, and he is wary, but he is determined. Currently, he is uh, decked in a set of black robes, and alongside Gennard, the man looks absolutely like he looks stick thin compared to the Goliath of a man next to him. Um, the robes probably don't help either. In one hand, using as a partial walking stick, he holds a yew staff that has been charred, as well as if wood could get frostbite. It looks like that at the same time, which is a really weird juxtaposition when you think about it. Um, but yeah, they're just trudging along.
Sleeping by night and then traveling in the low light hours of the morning, you realized over here, despite the Uh, despite the warmth of the sun, the uh, rocky steppe that is the eastern portion of the continent of Arum is bitingly cold. Uh, Almost frigidly. It's there is some greenery here, but it is in most cases uh, an evergreen green or rough scrub bushes here. The the sand gets whipped up uh, by these high winds, and you must keep your cloaks pulled about you and half covering your faces, lest the grit and the sand stick and sting your eyes. You found that traveling in sheltered places from the wind, like lowlands and gullies between two hills or two bluffs, is the best for you, but also very disorienting, and you're uh, you don't feel that you're making good time. Uh, a traveling test here seems an unlikely thing, as you are not familiar with the terrain, until you find about an hour after midday, you stop in a sunny place sheltered by a copse of thick evergreens. You stop to eat and rest. And the sounds of an alien conversation uh, drift on the wind to your ears in your encampment. How do you wish to proceed?
Kind of if he was like laying down, he'll kind of like bolt upright. Uh, Trying to make too much noise because, as stated, we're kind of strangers in a strange land. Um, so I won't really do anything to announce our presence, but we'll rather try to figure out where the conversation is at least coming from if I can't understand it.
It seems like it's coming from uh, the hill just adjacent to your perch, maybe several hundred yards away, but it's multiple voices, male voices. You don't understand the language, but uh, you can pick out at least three speakers.
Well, uh, I could move up and see what we're dealing with if you'd like. I've got an outstanding stealth.
Yeah, why don't you do that? See if I don't know about you, but I can't understand a word they're saying. Um, what does the tone sound like? Like we don't know the language, but you can tell if someone's pissed off or not, but usually by the tone in their voice.
They're not upset. It seems more conversational.
Okay. Yeah, Gunnar, why don't you go do that? I'll do my best to not be seen.
I will do that.
Does
Narrator,
Strabon have grades in stealth at all?
He does not, which is why he is not moving.
All right, cool. What's that, Terry?
what's the definition of premonition skill? What's that for?
Uh, Sensing another's intent.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. So my oh I basically want to focus on awareness
Okay.
and also stealth. Awareness, I want to kind of see if I can capture a general area of where they're talking, and then looking for cover and concealment in that direction. And then stealth would be to move into the safety of whatever camouflage is in this area moving forward.
Okay. I suppose roll it for me. How do you want to I guess stalk these guys?
All right. So I will I'll do awareness first just to make sure I'm kind of oriented. So
Okay.
oh my God.
What'd you roll?
Double eights.
God damn it.
Seriously, man. I hope I
Jeez.
just didn't jinx myself for the rest of the night because
Yep,
all right.
nope, you are fucked forever. Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
All right. Oh, and so that was premonition, which is no, that was awareness, which is cunning. So I can
Yeah, okay.
mark my cunning.
What
Sorry.
is Ganar's cunning? What's his score?
Currently a 9.
God damn.
So
He's huge and intelligent? God damn it.
Right?
Because
yeah.
a 9 intelligence is pretty damn good.
Yeah. No, he's
Right, cunning.
he just is lacking in occult and somewhat spirit. But
Right? Well,
okay.
I mean, he's not a wizard, so he doesn't need it.
Yeah. All right. So that was
Yet.
16.
Yet.
Yeah,
Oh
right,
my
yet.
God.
God
An
damn,
8 and a 7. So 16 plus 15 and
roll your 8. Make sure your 8s explode.
plus 7. So 15 plus 16 plus 7. Mike,
38.
you're all right. And then I have
Damn
a
it.
plus 7 for my skill levels.
You're
45.
I think
What was
that's the
a-
highest I've ever rolled.
what did you roll? What was it, a
It
45
was a
on the
total
what?
that was perception. I wish that was stealth. I'll probably get ones.
God damn it. Why you see the fuck out of
My-
everything? No,
My awareness. It's awareness. I want to
you're
make
aware.
sure.
Yeah, no. So I know 45 on an awareness. I mean, you hear them. You hear every aspect of that conversation. It would be nice to know the language, but you
He's got
know
eyesight
exactly
before
where
his
they
ears.
are. You pinpoint them with whatever savage alacrity that you have as a barbarian youth. Uh, and yeah, dude, roll stealth. Oh my God.
All right. And with that kind of awareness, I know for a fact that there's 3 of them.
Actually, thank you for pausing me here. You can pick up 8 individuals.
Jesus.
Okay.
3 voices are speaking, but 8 different entities that may or may not be moving in that area.
Okay. I'm gonna look back to Thraban, and I'm going to hand gesture. And then I'm gonna stealth.
Okay. Please
Okay.
do not critically fail.
No. Okay.
Hush.
Shut up.
So I rolled a 10 and I have a total of plus 8 in stealth, so 18.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's pretty fucking good.
Not the blowout, but yeah.
Right?
I'm a shadow. I'm a shadow.
You're a shadow with really good ears. Did I give these guys a passive awareness? I did not. Fuck these guys. Oh, son of a goddamn bitch. I'm gonna break a DM rule here and willingly fudge some dice.
Oh
No.
shit.
uh, oh wait, no, never mind. Hang on. Never mind. There, I didn't have to. I read my dice wrong. I I rolled my dice and there was a shadow and I didn't see the one of them looked like 2 8s, but it was an 8 and a 6. We're good. No. Uh so no, you well, you can describe for us, Terry, how you rock up on these guys. Like, do you army man crawl from one hill to another? How does Gunnar do this? You tell us.
As he's first starting out and feels pretty safe about the distance, he's basically just going to pick his way quietly through the softest parts of the path, and whatever he has around him to avoid sticks and things like that. Once he gets closer to the crest of the hill and where he can make out like they're going to be down this way,
Mhm.
then he'll do, he steps more crouched down and takes his time of stepping and listening and stepping and looking and using the cover and concealment of any trees or logs or bushes, anything that he's got to keep his silhouette down. Yeah, and creeping and taking his time, especially knowing now that there's 8 that he can detect, um, and making sure that he's not being flanked or that he's not inadvertently flanking somebody by sneaking up past a post, a listening post or a guard.
A sentry of some kind. Okay.
Yeah.
No, uh you get not exactly right up on this encampment, but you're you're well out of earshot of Thraban. You are gone to Thraban.
He just fucking disappears.
Yeah, not no, he and Mike, your character is just I mean, you're hanging out at the camp. Okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
We're chilling. We trust that Gunnar is gonna be safe and he knows what he's doing. But it's creepy how you like make a movie reference. Like the typical like Native American characters like really good in the fucking bush. And you're in the mid conversation with them, and you look at them, you're having a conversation, you look away, and you look back, and they're fucking gone.
Yep, yep.
They're not even on the plane of existence
I'm gonna
anymore.
say I can be
Gunnar just
watching
did that.
him. I can be watching him and I blink and he's fucking where the fuck he go?
Yeah, he just he turned into an adumbration and left. Uh, now, now Gunnar, you expertly are able to blend yourself with light and shadow and camouflage yourself perfectly amidst like the underbrush with your cloak, and you're sitting there like a boulder there, and you're watching, and Gunnar is a native of the West. He's a young Ithnakai warrior, a barbarian who has seen combat. Has he ever crossed swords with the cannibal people? His basically his tribe's neighbors. Like their hereditary enemy are cannibalistic tribes that kind of live towards the center of the world, kind of like the inner world. Has he ever fought these people? Does he know what these people are?
I would say, well, he definitely would know the people, and what they are.
Okay.
That's something that is maybe whispered to the children in bedtime stories, and passed along in tales of heroics against them, and nightmarish, scary tales for the kids of what they're about. Um, I would say that the chances, are good that, yeah, he has crossed swords, but not often.
Okay.
It was right before he was more serious about leaving. He was a big enough lad that he could start going on the more serious patrols and scouting um, ability as part of his training. Take them on scouting events. Um, so the skirmishes were successful, um, but it was only once, and we did what we needed to do. We were the overwhelming force. This group of scouts that I was with, and quickly got the hell out of the area. So
Okay. Well, there are 6 of these cannibalistic tribes. I mean, they're also humans. Uh, you can tell by their dress and how in their fashion they like to shave part of their head in artistic fashion and uh have almost these geometric yet swirling tattoo patterns all over them. They wear significantly more furs than your people coming from what is referred to more as the winter lands of the inner world. Uh, and 2 very tall individuals in black coats of black mail that is not unlike the fashion of the black metal that was encasing the red-skinned corpses in the tomb of Ghost Owl, which seems like a cycle or 2 ago. There's 2 of them there, and they're conversing with each other, while these 6 other cannibals are kind of like doing their own thing. Like 4 of these cannibal tribesmen are uh amusing themselves in a game of uh, like sheep's teeth, like bones, a game of
mhm.
bones, and there's no gambling involved. Like they'll do a thing of the dice and then drop it on another side of like a stick that they have that's dividing the 2 players, and it'll pick up he'll his opponent will pick up the dice that are dropped on his side of the stick. He'll shake them and then drop them on his opponent's side. So they kind of go back and forth with this game, and over like the course of this game, one of them just kind of like snaps his fingers like a little bit defeated, and is like, is all that said, and he gets up, and then another one of the companions sits down, and then the game continues.
Hmm.
These red skinned individuals in the black armor, however, uh you assume they're both male by their build. I would think that Gunnar has had his hands on enough women to understand the difference between a man and a woman's figure. Um, and these 2 don't have curves that women would have, and they're not wearing their helmets currently. Their skin is red as a beet, and their hair is it's like black as night, but it's also like flecked in like the individual strand of hair where periodically like there'll be like a section of white along the strand, and like the whole mane of hair is like that. So their mane looks like a cloudless night sky, and they tie their hair back in short ponytails, and along the back of the head, the back of the skull, almost like a an olive leaf laurel is a ring of short horns that sticks out at like an angle that's like about 2 inches long at the longest, and it makes a semicircle. It stops at like at the temple where like the hairline begins, and it circles to the back of the back of the scalp, if you will. Um, their eyes, you can't really tell from this angle, but it looks sinister and pupilless from here. And uh, from their lips issues an alien language that you don't like the sound of. Simply put, uh, the cannibals you can deal with, but looking at these two red-skinned individuals, these aliens, they're it upsets you almost in a uh almost in a tribal way. And here's the kicker. Beyond these two uh red-skinned inner worlders is a dryad with a black metal collar around her neck. She is chained to the wrist of one of these you assume to be these primordials. Uh she isn't wearing any clothing, so to speak. She's not she doesn't wear a stitch of clothing. Dryads don't wear clothes. But from your vantage point, it seems like she's like for this like sake of modesty, she's sprouted fashionable clothing, if that can make sense. So she has leaves covering up her privates as well as uh somewhat like a loincloth type skirt. Uh she is uh she has green tinted skin uh that has a kind of a fresh cut lumber whorl pattern to it, not unlike a poplar tree. Her hair is blonde with again that same slight green tint to it, and it seems to your eyes to be curly from this vantage point. Her eyes are gold. Um, and from what you can see of her, she actually has actually rather breathtakingly wide hips. And I mean her chest seems, I mean, like for her figure, her slight fey figure, her chest seems to be like a little bit larger than what her figure would denote, and she stands about 5'2". So compared to you, she's fucking tiny.
Mhm.
So, she, poor thing looks pretty beat down. She has a bruise on her left cheekbone. Um, she, uh, she is chafing around, the collar that she is wearing, and, she is kind of chafing around, her wrists, she's been tied before. Um, her hands are currently not tied together, but one of these red devils, if you will, turns around and hands her a little clay cup of some kind of like this deep ocean purple liquid that he's poured from a wineskin, and these two fine red gentlemen are having a lunch together while he hands her this clay cup. That is the scene that transpires in the few moments that you have taken up your post as a boulder near their encampment.
All right. I'm gonna watch them for, a few minutes and just kind of take in the scene. Um, Drat. My Istakai spear is probably back with my mount, isn't it?
Probably.
All right. Well, as much as Gunnar wants to take this group on just from gut feeling,
Yep.
8 against 1 is not exactly the odds that he's hoping for.
Oh, come on, man. You can take him. Shut up. Shut up.
Especially without any ranged weapon. I mean, even if I could surreptitiously fire off a bow and arrow from, and snipe them a little bit, but I don't even have that. So
All right. Yep.
at this point, he is going to stealth back and fill Thrybrun in with what he's seen so that we can come up with a cooperative plan. Maybe he's got some magics. His fun magics.
Maybe he has magic.
Maybe.
We
Maybe.
might maybe. He might have magic.
Do I need to stealth back again, or is that stealth roll
No,
still
no,
good?
no, no, you're good.
Okay.
You can rejoin your companion. Easy peasy.
All right. I will hunker down with him and kind of in soft tones explain what I saw. The the two larger ones had the black iron and the very red skin that I had seen on the corpses in the crypt. I've I've never seen anything like that alive before. And narrator, would I know dryad? Would I be able to say that's a dryad, or would I just describe a green lady with?
You mean to tell me that you haven't been balls deep in a dryad yet? Come on.
You haven't lived if you haven't.
No,
Come on.
I would say that that might be a new experience yet.
I haven't had one of those yet.
And Gunnar's like, another reason to go lay some waste.
All right.
No, the bond's gonna.
To answer your question, yes, you'd know a dryad is
Okay.
There's plenty of stories passed around campfires where there are only men present. Wink, wink, to where dryads are pretty common. Hey, man, did you see that one? Whoa! Yeah, my uncle said he had one.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you tell Thraban, he's gonna curse underneath his breath. Cannibals and primordials. What do you want to do?
primordials? Is that what you call them?
Mm-hmm.
Where are they from that they've got such awful red skin?
It's one of the mysteries.
Is this an evil race?
You know that guy we're trying to stop?
Yes.
He's, from what we know, he's the head of said race, or at least a head of said race, as far as we know.
It makes
So,
me ill to hear them talk.
yeah, well. Yeah. What do you want to do, Gunnar?
I
Because
would really like to send these creatures back to hell. But I didn't know what what kind of capabilities you'd have.
well, if we have the element of surprise still, I can do a couple of things. The thing is, though, is that their armor and weaponry surpasses a majority of what we have ever dealt with. That weird black material that they work with is very, very durable and very, very hard, which is my only concern. But I've also seen you, nearly cleave people in two already. So,
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a spear or bow to even start the battle from a distance.
right. Narrator.
Mm.
Couple of spell questions, real quick.
Yes, I do love these.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thorns.
Yes. What about
Can
it?
I put that on Gunnar? Could I cast it on him?
What is he wearing?
Fey Iron Greaves, leather hauberk, um, cloak, cave bear cloak, cold winter clothes, belt, backpack.
Uh, well, his yeah, no, you can cast it on him.
Okay.
Thorns actually sprouts from what they're wearing, not from them.
Right. Okay. No, go ahead.
Okay. No, but I couldn't remember if Gunnar was wearing a anything bronze or not because bronze is not natural. Uh it's the only thing that thorns can't actually sprout from. Fey iron or star metal is not an alloy like bronze is. So technically speaking, his star metal greaves would sprout thorns, and his hauberk, uh, the probably the copper rivets that hold it together would actually sprout thorns too. So giving him the benefit of that.
Okay. Bramble says that it causes plants and vines in a patch to grow.
Yep.
So does that mean I need just like a patch of earth and grass, or is that like
Uh, yeah. Yeah.
okay?
In the pattern or fashion that you want it to grow in.
Okay. I'm assuming those don't differentiate between ally and enemy though. Like if someone walks into them, no matter what, they're taking hits from the brambles.
Yeah, Brambles is just a plant. Yeah,
Okay.
if you cast it and then get pushed into your own bramble patch, it slices you to pieces too.
Okay. 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 My only other question then is that with brambles and summon fog, how do we determine the area that it occurs with? Because
Uh,
what
10
I'm
foot per spell point.
okay, because I'm assuming you guys probably figure what the heck I'm going to get ready to try to do here. I basically want to preemptively fuck up their day.
I would hope you do. I mean,
So, and we also, because we haven't really done this outside of a ritualized or safe space type of area,
uh-huh.
but I basically want to have a fog bank rolling in toward them.
Okay.
And then I want to make a patch of brambles. So that essentially they're fighting in thorns while Gunnar hopefully slices and dices whoever tries running out.
You would
That's the
also
hope.
be endangering Gunnar if he has to step into a melee with the brambles underfoot.
Well, that's why I'm kind of hoping that I can make the fog bank and the bramble patch basically be in the same spot. Maybe the fog bank a little bigger, and then Gunnar basically sits outside of that, and they run into him.
They have to leave the fog bank, which by cutting themselves to pieces, they're already softened up for Gunnar too.
Yeah, basically.
I could see that. Just don't endanger your companion because this turns into a party wipe real fucking quick.
Right, and that's I was trying to not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if Gunnar doesn't feel safe enough with that, we can probably forego the brambles, and I will simply put thorns on him, and he just headlong into the bloodbath. Hopefully,
Yeah, I like the bramble idea. If you're sharing this with me, that you're kind of talking out loud, I like the
Thinking
bramble
out
idea.
loud.
The
Thurban will be like he'll be like half muttering out loud, but then he'll like look. He'd be like, "How do you feel about stuff coming from you, or would your other stuff come from the ground?"
Huh. That's not
ground.
scary at all.
I mean, or I could potentially do both. I might have the power to do both.
I trust you. I'm not excited about it, but
That is the most barbarian thing. I'm a barbarian. I'm traveling with a sorcerer. You've been traveling for a while. I
well,
like him. He's a pretty good guy. I trust you. I have no idea what the fuck you're on about, but I trust you.
Okay.
and
Otherwise,
in his mind, what he just heard was how do you feel about thorns coming out of you? And I'm like everywhere? Like and
everywhere,
they go away then, right? I mean, that's
which, which, like, if you actually raise that question, like, they don't come out of your skin.
that's better. How
Um,
long does this last?
hopefully, as long as we need it to. Now, the other way we could potentially do this, and he's going through a battle plan as he does this, is we make the fog bank. I cover you in thorns. You headlong into the ensuing melee. Things go sideways. You retreat. I cause brambles to cover your retreat.
Hmm. Couple.
Because the thorns that come out of the ground are going to hit anyone who walks into them. They're not going to care who you are.
Okay.
And I would rather not put you in unnecessary danger.
When you cast these things, are you silent?
Uh, that is actually a Mike question. When Thraban has ever cast a spell in his life, is it mental? Is there a gesture? Or is there a word of power that he says?
Every
That's specifically not a rule in Naga because all sorcerers are different.
every time he's done it, at least in this campaign, it's been somatic.
So
It's been
there's a word of power that he utters.
it's well, that would be verbal. It's been
Verbal,
hand
yeah.
gestures
Oh,
and
excuse me.
mental
Okay.
because it's usually
Because
him grabbing a hold of the staff and like putting it on the ground or something.
okay.
Question for narrator, what time of day is it?
This is a couple hours after noon. You guys have full sunlight,
Did they
regardless if
look
it's
like,
cold and windy.
right? Did they look like they were making camp or they just stopped to eat or what impression am I getting of what they were doing?
Much the same that you guys just got done doing yourself, stopping to rest for a few minutes before they move along.
So are you thinking we want to do this sooner or we follow them and wait until evening?
Well, one, we don't know what they're going to do with the dryad.
That's true.
Two, they might be heading back to a base, which means we're going to have more of them to deal with.
That's true too.
Likewise, there's also a chance that they're going to split off at some point. However, I doubt that considering there's primordials and cannibals, and I'm guessing the primordials are ordering the cannibals around.
I was thinking they were using them as soldiers. Yeah.
Well, they probably promised them endless meals, and cannibals said, okay.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
But
So
if we're going to do
sooner-
this, we need to do this now.
do you control this fog or does it just stay?
That requires a channeling test for him to like keep it in one spot.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn windy right now, so it's probably not going to stay very long.
Well, I was just wondering too if you can make this fog come with us so that you're not very quiet, and if we could move the fog along with us, it might help with your ability not to be seen.
Right. Well, the other problem is that if I make it move with us and they happen to even look over in our direction,
It's gonna look like a big cloud.
yeah, a ground level cloud moving very slowly isn't going to be conspicuous at all. No. No. I think our best bet is for me to probably put these thorns on you. We do our best to get close, and if I get caught, I cast then. If I don't, I cast when we're in the optimal position.
Will you have enough defenses for yourself in case some break off to get to you?
We'll see what happens. I can also do it to myself as well.
Because I think my plan would probably be to shorten the gap with the what did you name them? Otherworlders?
The primordials.
Yes, them, and try to take them out first, if that's possible. That's why I was wondering about the casting the plants, the brambles that you mentioned.
Mhm.
If we were to cast them, if you were to cast them where it was kind of centered on those two, that would be my biggest concern. But and that's why I was wondering if you were quiet when you did this, because at that point the brambles are attacking, we still have the element of surprise. They don't know where we are or
Right.
how many of us there are.
Right. Well, do you want me to do fog first, then brambles, or do brambles, then fog? That's gonna be the key question here.
When the fog is created, does it just like rise out of the ground, or how?
I'm assuming we're gonna be scientific here for a moment. I'm assuming it pulls from the air and from the cold.
I
And
mean,
just
is it noticeable that it's going to like come in from the sides, or I'm kind of wondering
I'm assuming
how many how
narrator that is
alarming.
a mage specific question, depending on how I
What's the
roll and
question?
what I do for channeling.
What's the question?
So the question is, when I make the fog bank, when I make the fog bank,
Yes.
the coalesce in from the sides, can I choose how it appears?
Yes, you choose how it appears.
Okay. So you
Okay.
can slowly
So
gather
if we
it, so
want to,
it's
yes,
not
I can literally
obvious.
have it. Yeah.
And then how soon after you cast the fog magic that you can do the next bramble magic?
Depending on how well the energies want to channel, hopefully in the time it takes you to move from me to them and start swinging.
If we did the brambles from the ground, is there a marked difference so I can tell a border?
Well, you're going to see thorn pop out of the ground. See thorns and vines, like it's going to be noticeable.
Wow.
Like if you literally walked into like a briar bush or a bush with thorns, it's going to be that, but lower to the ground.
Will it capture them, like encase them, or will
I don't think it does that much.
okay.
But I would
Yeah.
assume if they don't move carefully enough, they're going to slice the fuck out of themselves and they're going to cause more damage and probably stumble over themselves anyway. I actually have not used this particular spell to its capacity, so this is
Excellent.
also kind of we're going to see what's going to happen.
Okay. All
That's
right.
not something you want.
Let's roll some fucking dice.
This group is going to be my test subjects. We're going to make
Okay.
we're going to see just how horrific we can be.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is what I'm thinking then. I sneak ahead of you, but
Mhm.
try to show you a path as best I can to keep you quiet. I will get you as close as I can safely. In order for you to do that, what I'm thinking is that you would do fog first, and slowly bring it in, so it's not like poof, there's a cloud of fog. We don't want to alarm them right away. We want to try to make them completely unawares until the brambles are forming. So it would be the gentle fog coming in, and then the brambles attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, what I'll do then is I'll stay hidden, kind of protecting you by your side, and I'll watch for what the brambles. I don't know what kind of area you're casting through, so if we can get all of them, that would be ideal. But if some of them fall outside of the brambles, I can start attacking them, or as people are breaking through the brambles, then I can attack the closest one and move up that way. My biggest intent is not to get overwhelmed with too many foes.
Right.
There's only so much I can do.
Come on, I see you take out a crowd on your own.
Say, narrator, the presence that I have with the Greaves, is that just like in dialogue with someone, or would that be taken into account in combat? Like I've got like those magic Greaves that had the aura of, well, they're cursed, right?
Yeah, that is now your aura.
Basically, does he have a
You're
fearful presence type of thing going
Yeah,
on
with
right
it,
now?
yeah.
he really does. In like fuck, this is gonna be offensive. I'm sorry. Like uh like Spanish Inquisitor type of fearful presence, but like also not very nice doctor.
Dread is the yeah.
Yeah, this is dread, not awe.
Okay.
But
But that's something that would be noticed in combat, like
very
that's
much
gonna
so. As soon as they look at you, they got to make a save.
okay.
Yeah,
Good,
So
then you
that
get the cannibals on your side,
uh-huh.
that's that's a
especially
that's
covered in.
another advantage going into this. So
Yeah. They don't want to get close to you, or it may be they don't want to get close to you, or you could cow them somehow.
Okay, weird, weird, weird mechanics question.
Yes.
Would the thorns add to his dread?
No. Technically, no.
Okay, I would say you see a big ass motherfucker with the
Who
aura
like
with
come
fucking
like
thorns out of him all over the place. I don't know. Okay,
you'd think so, but that we're getting a little
it's two different things anyway. It's fine.
right,
It's getting a little too stacky, and it's fine. All right, ready to do this?
let's do it. Let's roll some
Alright.
dice.
Roll it, roll it. Oh, this might be a pretty good fight, or this might be death.
All
right. Okay, so once again, I'm actually going to ask for the awareness as I'm moving up, just to make sure that the band hasn't split apart or, that sort of thing. Awareness first and then stealth.
All right, roll it.
Okay,
Send it.
so awareness is, so I rolled a 10 and I have a +7 to that, so 17 awareness.
Yeah, not much of the uh the encampment has changed. A couple of the cannibals have got out bedrolls, and they're kind of like they're bedding down, not for an evening, but they're relaxing, they're resting. And
Okay.
as far as you're aware, uh peering kind of into the scene, the dryad's kind of curled up into a ball under a bush, and she's just like laying there. Uh, the primordials are conversing quietly with each other, kind of like they're kind of holding court, if you will. They're kind of like keeping an eye on what you assume to be their slaves and the girl, but they're still sitting on that rock together.
Okay. Can I ask for a wild lore roll for my knowledge of dryads?
Sure. What are you trying to
What I'm
know?
trying to remember is if I ever heard about dryads fighting. Are they capable of attacking?
Roll it. Roll me or wild lore.
That was a roll of 14.
They prefer not to. They they're they are related to Arborians in a way. Like all Arborians are dryads, but not all dryads are Arborians. And the Arborians are very warlike. like some of them are referred to as red caps, for that very thing. But this girl is not an Arborian. She's way too short. Uh, a full-grown Arborian woman would be about your height or maybe a couple inches taller than you.
Wow.
Uh, but no,
Once they
she
go
is
climb that tree.
right, literally. She uh this petite young thing is um a proper uh ageless dryad that will live as long as her tree does.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously I can't explain what I was wondering, but I'm just thinking about you know, what I go after first. If she got freed, would she be able to fight or
Defend
defend
herself,
herself?
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
could you would like to guess that she could defend herself, but they prefer not to fight, period.
yeah. Okay. All right. As we stealth up, 10 plus 8, 18.
Okay. And of course, they're not paying the fuck attention at all.
Thank fuck.
To your benefit, they're not paying attention one goddamn bit. You are essentially upon them. Uh, if you had a spear, Terry, from where your vantage point, you could reach out and touch one of them on the end of your spear.
Dang.
You are that close.
All right. I motion to him then.
Okay.
All right, Belgrath, what's going on?
Bring us some magic.
Right.
Ah, get him! Come on, Mike. I mean, Belgrath. Make me your spellcasting test. God damn it.
So those two are right next to each other, you said, right?
Are you talking about the primordials?
Yes, the primordials.
Oh yeah, they are
Okay.
sitting right next to each other.
And
They're
the six
conversing nicely.
and the six cannibals are kind of all coalesced, bedding down for the night.
Not for the night. They're
Well,
not
for
anywhere
the
near
time
there.
being, you know what I
They're
meant.
resting for now. A couple, there's only three of them are still
Okay.
playing the teeth dice game.
How far away are they between each other?
The whole group, all nine of them,
Mm-hmm.
take up about a 10-foot radius.
Okay. So, is the dryad on the edge of that, or is she kind of stuck in the middle?
She's kind of stuck in there.
Fuck.
They're not gonna let her go. She's the pretty loot.
I know.
Loot, not Lute.
I mean, I'm sure she makes good music though.
But hey, we don't judge.
Right?
But she's so pretty, even if she's
Right.
curled up into a ball under a bush. Yeah,
Shut up. Trying to think of how to do this.
you're right.
She's not sleeping. She's just curled up, right?
You can't tell?
Well, we're gonna find out here in a second. Then
Alrighty.
I'm gonna speak to her without speaking.
Ah!
I'm gonna tell her to keep her eyes closed, stay curled up. We're hopefully gonna get you out in a minute.
That works with fair folk.
I thought it was
Not with
Faye.
not with all fae. No.
Okay, never mind then. Sorry. Never mind then. Redact that. Damn it. That would have been nice though. But it's
That
fine.
was a good idea. I mean,
Okay. Uh, so
Mm.
trying to think. We said Fog Bank first. Have it
What
like
acolyte spells do you have?
which spells?
Yeah, acolyte spells, like the 0 level cantrips. There's only like 10 of them. Did you ever pick any?
You don't have a list of those in the magic document.
Yeah, I do. They're all the way at the bottom.
Son of a bitch.
If you don't have any, we're not going to talk about them now. We'll talk about them when you're able to actually choose spells again.
Yeah, I didn't pick any of them, but yeah,
All
it's
right.
fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll worry about those later.
Okay.
I didn't think to look all the way down at the bottom because my spell list was like the second one from the top.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
fault.
It continues past other spell lists and hidden sorceries.
Okay. Okay. So let me see. So that's a 1. Let's see.
I'm dying here.
Right?
Ah,
There's an 8 at least.
I'm trying to kill him. Come on, let me at him.
You're killing me,
And
Smalls.
Terry wasn't sure he was gonna enjoy playing a fucking fighter.
32.
Oh, for his spell casting? God damn.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
So that one is going to be for the Fog Bank.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming I have to do 2 different spell castings. One for the Fog Bank, one for the Brambles.
Well, I mean, fog is what fucking level is fog?
A level
Fog-
1.
Yeah. Summon dispel fog. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
the fog is there. You just yawned and there's a fog.
Yeah. So basically, that is going to come in. Best way I can say is I'm going to call it kind of a slow burn type of fog. It's going to come in very gradually. It's going to look. If you could actively see wind, it just looks like very heavy wind trying to move in, but it's going to kind of gather. And then we'll do the second one for the Brambles.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, and that's a level 5, so I gotta beat a 10.
You mean beat a 10? It's okay.
Yeah, because it's
Level of spell time times 2. Okay.
times 2. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's a 31 on that one.
You're also wearing cursed magic items.
I
that
fucking know.
makes it stupid easy to cast spells
That's the point.
at the cost of your fucking vitality.
Right? Yeah, it's fine.
Put that ring on. I dare you.
No, not yet.
Yet.
I ain't that stupid yet.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
It's a 10-foot circle. You dropped a fog on everyone in that circle, and again, it's a 10-foot circle of really awful vines. Vines, thorned vines. So within moments, the whole scene explodes with almost like tentacular awfulness, like the scene from fucking Sleeping Beauty, where Maleficent, like the animated one, okay, not I don't know if Disney actually made a live action, but anyway,
The Maleficent movies are the live action ones.
never mind. Never mind. That's what I mean. No, where Maleficent essentially casts the same fucking spell, and it's just this forest of vines with like now in Sleeping Beauty, the thorns are like 2 foot long. No, it's not like
Yeah.
that. Where
Give
it's
me
like
time. Give me time.
it's not that opulent, but yes, no, it is a natural barbed wire fence of brambles that begins to slash everyone to pieces, and those who are playing the dice game or uh they take damage from uh the thorns, and the ones sleeping on the ground like horizontal can't get up because they're kind of to the fucking thing, and one of them actually dies when a thorn sprouts and then punctures into his head. He jerks and then like expires there on the ground. Uh, and now the fucking primordials, they stand up. Obviously, they get slashed to pieces too, and they stand up like oh, and out come their sabers, and they begin to try and um excavate themselves from this explosive vegetation. Uh I, Terry,
Yes.
roll fucking reaction. Uh, shit. Uh, uh, they they fail miserably with an 8. So, do you want them to go first, or do you want you to go first? Please don't roll beneath an 8.
Oh. So, and reflex modifier plus level. Oh yeah. Just my reflex modifier, my level is a 9. So
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, fuck, you don't even have to roll.
total of 16.
So,
Quite literally, one of those you can't fail.
Yeah, I mean they're
they're
immobilized. Okay, so when he's witnessing this, are the brambles like actively attacking, like they're moving, or are they?
Nope.
Is it
They-
just
they're
they just shot up and they're just there?
just a plant. Yep.
Okay,
They have no mind of their own. They're just, hooray, we're a plant right now.
okay.
I might grow them next round though.
With that being said, as these enemies are moving around in the brambles, are they continuously like getting wounded more and more
If
from them?
if we were playing on a battle mat, if we're playing on a grid, if or a hex board, if they move from one hex to another hex, they get damaged again. And they
Okay.
would keep getting damaged per hex until they left the area. So they might just like I'm gonna look at everyone's
Okay.
like
So
statistics here. Now
I
they're
I made my decision. I'm gonna let them go first, and I'm gonna still
Okay.
stay hunkered down, ready to go, and I'm gonna watch for any of them like trying to fight their way out, and then I would make for that person.
Okay. Well, son of a goddamn bitch and a half. God damn it. Okay. Uh,
And keep in mind you're covered in thorns, Gunnar.
Oh, you cast that one too?
yeah, you got to
I've
make
seen-
a third spell test then.
I tried. No, never mind. Never mind. I'm going to do that. Never mind. Just keep going.
So they, since you're going to let them go first, one of the cannibals, uh, is able to, I guess, extricate himself the from the thorny holocaust that had been summoned in their midst, and he, unbeknownst to him, and he's stepped out into the range of your sword arm, sir. Uh, what a poor bastard.
Ready for this?
Yes.
Ready for this,
Yeah.
narrator?
God damn it. All right.
Red Mist.
Because of course.
Oh, fucking get him. All right, Terry.
Okay, there isn't any reason why I wouldn't be using my war sword with two hands. So I will take the +3 damage with two hands.
Attaboy.
Cleave him.
So
Cleave him.
Chop
and
'em up.
away we go.
They're also not wearing their armor because they weren't on the mark, so they don't get an armor test. Oh, nice. God
Okay,
damn it.
so Red
Ah!
Mist
And they can't
Gives
reach for
you-
it because it's covered in vines now.
19.
God damn. Wow, that was very nearly a critical fail with a 3. He rolled a 2 and a 1.
Okay,
Just roll
throws
fucking-
himself onto my sword.
Can't be
He-
said the wizard didn't do work today, by the way.
You're working for your paycheck, sorcerer. God damn. Yeah, fucking send damage, man. God damn
Okay. And that's just a 1d8, right? For the
it.
Greatsword?
For you, it's a 1d8 and it, fucking then some.
Yeah.
Plus like
And then
10.
I've got
Damn it.
and then I've got a 9. Okay, so a 9 plus 3, 11 points of damage, or 12 points of damage.
He doesn't get an
Armor
armor
test.
test, so he gets all of that. He initially took damage from the thorns, so you can describe how you destroy him. He's dead.
As the cannibal breaks through, wide-eyed, and bleeding from already a dozen cuts. He is focused more on what's behind him and leaves his front completely unaware and exposed. So Gunnar winds up with no hesitation and cleaves across his chest, cutting most of the way through the torso.
Mhm.
Just a complete exposed side swipe.
Okay. So you spill his guts into the sandy forest floor there. Another one attempts to escape the fucking brambles. This guy is armed with a broadsword. And he attempts to lunge at you. He's gonna goddamn try with a um with a 17 on the die.
Okay. So what I
Oh, actually,
have,
wait, hang on. Never mind. I had to take that back. It's actually a 14 because he's also taking a penalty from your aura.
oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I have to do this. We don't deal with aura mechanics very often. Yep.
Okay. So I'm rolling against evasion.
You're rolling against his attack, so you make a defense test. Cunning plus
Remind me.
it's 2d8 plus your cunning modifier plus your any grades in defense. Not defense, evasion.
Okay. All right. 12 plus 6. 18.
Yeah, so you can describe how you defend yourself against that attack. Already rather beleaguered in the swing. He startled that wasn't a very excuse me, a very well calculated stroke, but nevertheless, you evade it. Describe it for us.
As sees me coming and he's coming to the edge of the border of the brambles, he dives out and swings rather wildly. And I can see it coming where it's just a regular muscle reflex passive strike to knock his blade away. But with doing it with enough force that it completely ruins his aim and exposes him for what's coming next.
Okay. Uh, since everyone else is trying to get out of the brambles, there are currently 5 cannibals left and 2 of the primordials. We then turn to Belgarath the sorcerer.
Wait a
I
second.
mean, Serban the sorcerer. Excuse
Serban.
me.
What's up, Gunnar?
So there was 6 cannibals, right?
And you killed one. 5.
And one also died with the
Oh,
spikes
excuse me. 4 left. 4 left. Excuse
All
me.
right.
Thank you.
Whew.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're not trying to shortchange you on your kills, Serban. Excuse me.
No. I'm
God damn it.
just more concerned about being overwhelmed yet. I got to make sure that I got the enemies down. All right.
Right.
Take it away, Mike.
Yeah. So the 2 primordials are starting to like chop everything down, right? Trying to anyway.
They are having a day of it. They are
Okay.
very busy.
Good. They can be busy some more
Okay.
because we're
All
going to reinforce said brambles.
Oh, goddamn.
Also about now the fog bank should properly drop
Okay.
if it hasn't already.
Yeah, it's largely blown off with the wind.
That's okay. So yeah, I
It
am going to
screamed you for the first opening of the combat there, but that's good.
right. It's okay. So I am actually going to double down on the brambles, and I don't know how casting the same spell is going to work. If it's just going to make them bigger, just regrow what got broken. But basically, as long as
make me
they're
a channeling test.
okay. Oh, what do I got for channeling?
Since you're technically maintaining it.
Oh, okay. I was actually going to pump another like spell point or 2 into it as well, if possible.
Well, let's see what your channeling does first.
$22.
Okay. How many spell points do you want to lend here?
I'll pump another 2 into it.
All right, fine. How many? Fuck, goddamn. All right, fine. All right, okay. All right, now making me do math. Okay.
Well, because the way I also see it, that if they're busy doing that, they're not trying to kill Gunnar yet.
Uh, 3 more of the cannibals die.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
this
right.
is why thorns and brambles are such a fucking nuisance.
Yeah, right.
So the last one that's alive is the one in front of me that I just knocked his sword away, right?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, and he's wide the fuck open.
Bye-bye.
And both of these primordial troopers are not doing so hot.
Fuck, now I know the weakness of primordials.
Well, you're not damaging them directly. You're not getting in there with them and fighting them.
Yeah, exactly. I learned my lesson.
And that makes us better.
That's how you fight. Keep in mind, both of them have a damage suppressive 8 right now.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
full
that.
full kit.
Yeah,
8 non-magical.
Wow.
that's why that material is so fucking difficult.
And they're not having a great time of it right now. And no, so Gunnar, it's your turn, sir.
Okay. I'm going to be set to dispatch this cannibal in front of me.
Attaboy.
Schwack.
Whackety thwack.
Which was he getting dispatch bonuses?
He was. I was already calculating it.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 20.
God damn it, man.
Gentleman's 20.
God, Jesus Christ. Okay. He gets a fat 5.
There you go.
It's a big 5. I mean, just hey,
Huge.
it's substantial.
It's the biggest 5 you've ever seen.
Full dispatch bonus, by the way.
10 points of damage.
God damn it. That's plus dispatch?
What is dispatch? Do?
You 5 extra
Dispatch.
points on top of it.
For
Dispatch
what?
is for hang on here. We go into combat.
If your attack surpasses their defense in excess by a certain number of points, you get extra damage.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's every 3 points of attack in excess is 1 point of dispatch. You can have up to 5 dispatch. Unless you're an assassin, they get up to 9.
Yeah, they get
Nice.
hang on
I
here.
like.
Yeah,
that's
it's 3 points above. Yeah, right. So 3, 6, 9, 12. You got a 5.
Yeah,
And you
because
did a 20,
Okay,
so
so-
that's
yeah,
Fif-
so
four
that was
15
dispatch.
15 points. Yeah.
15 points of damage.
Yeah, so he takes none of that because his armor test is so good.
Plot armor.
I can't
Plot
say
armor.
that with a
Mike
straight face.
wins today.
The cannibal survives to the plot armor just to be subjugated by Gunnar in the end.
No, he dies and then some. He can describe that for us if you like.
Well, as I said before, the blow to parry completely knocked away his surprised attack, flailing it and also leaving him completely exposed. Gunnar sees the opening, and rather than completely winding up and slashing, he does a quick thrust to center mass. Feels the satisfactory of the weight of the enemy going up to his hilt, and then quickly doing a twist and rip.
Okay. One of the primordial troopers is able to extricate himself the from the brambles and oh, he looks pissed. And he is on his turn, should he survive, is going to lay into Gunnar. Hey, Mike, help. Help.
Okay.
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 Shut up. I'm going to do something stupid.
Ah.
Oh, you know me. I'm full of stupidity with this character.
Ah.
Hold my beer.
Felix said, she's really not into guys. And Bond says, hold my beer.
Right?
Or really, hold my martini.
Yeah, right. All right.
I gotta read that book, Terry. That's the one thing I took away from that.
Yeah.
That book. Diamonds are forever. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right, Mike.
Raw magic.
Oh. Okay. What are you doing?
4 points worth. So
Right.
yeah,
Uh. Okay. He's technically a warden, right?
Thurban, yes,
But he's winter sect warden.
yes.
So yeah, right. This is okay. You're the exception to the rule. You're not supposed to be able to choose. Are you doing like nature wild magic or are you doing ice raw magic? Last time you did ice, I think.
But that was against that undead up in the mountains.
I think so.
Yeah. Um, I have, as far as I know, I have not seen anything to tell me these guys are immune to ice. So since that is his default,
Okay.
he's going to do an ice-based one.
You may describe well, uh you're casting at basically at a fourth level. As I said, basically 4 points. 4 points right there. Am I doing
Yes,
this right?
yeah, because I spend twice the amount of raw magic.
So 4 points, that would be 8.
So I want to use 4 points total, so it's going to be done in a second. So cast as a second level spell for 4 points.
Okay.
So, all right. And then just do magic attack, right?
Yes, this is your raw magical attack. Basically, it's the spell casting test. Okay, I have the spell. I can cast the spell. Make the attack. That's how that works.
It's going to be a 20.
A 20 on the attack or a 20 on the spell casting test?
Well, I had to do spell casting first. It'd be a 20 on the spell casting test.
Okay. Spell level times 2, 4. So make a 14. You did a 20 on a 14. So okay, good. You make the spell, you make the test. Roll the attack.
Now I see if I actually do anything.
Right. To explain what's going on, this is you gathering your will and then throwing it or unleashing it.
Yes. So
Which I will
basically,
have you describe. I'll have you narrate here shortly.
yeah. It's going to be a
Oh my
19.
God. On his attack,
Yes.
2d8 plus spirit modifier.
Yeah. So 2d8 plus 3. I
Okay.
had an 8 go off.
Oh my God. Okay. Uh,
And I think we established that
I'm gonna do
there is
that.
no dispatch bonus with this because it's magic.
Okay.
But I also don't think they get an armor test out of it either because it's magic.
Unless he has magical armor, doesn't count, and that's also very fucking situational.
Right.
It's also under construction. Uh, so no, he cannot defend himself near as well. He is not wearing magical armor. Though, hang on, now I gotta go into the fucking bestiary. God
Making
damn
Nero
it.
do all kinds of work today.
Bestiary. Demons. Primordial. Okay. Roll damage.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be a D8 per spell point.
Yes.
4d8?
No, 2. Because
Two.
Oh.
for every spell level, it's 2 points because of the
Okay.
raw magic. So it's a second level spell, so it's do I get a modifier to that? I don't remember if that was established or not.
Fuck. No, you don't. I don't think.
Don't think. Okay. So it's going to be 12 points of damage, though.
All right. You can narrate for us what your spell entails. What? Tell us what just happened.
All right. So basically, and we're gonna roll through like the last round as well. He was concentrating on the brambles because those two some bitches gotta die.
Yep.
When the one breaks free, sees him rushing toward them. The bond knows the things that these guys can do with those weapons.
Yep.
He doesn't want to lose Gandar. He definitely doesn't want to be set upon himself. And
Uh-huh.
if Gandar goes down, his ass is toast. So essentially what happens is the fog has been blown away. And
Yep.
just for theatric purposes, we're going to say it blew toward us.
Okay.
And what he does is he will actually reach out with his will, with his power, basically take a hold of that fog and of that wind around him, will coalesce it into essentially an icicle. And a la Sub-Zero will basically redirect it to his hand and then redirect it to this fucking redskin devil.
Okay.
Hopefully, if he doesn't kill him, at least get him down enough to where Gnar could cleave a fucking skull wide open. But
Okay. How long is this icicle, so to speak?
I say since it was considered a second level, I say probably like a foot long.
Okay.
Like I've seen icicles get pretty fucking big.
So like
So
an arrow, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're gonna kill him. You also shove this icicle through his chest and staple him to the nearby pine tree. He jerks once in his icy death and then goes limp, dropping his saber to the ground as the last primordial. God damn it all! Fuck your brambles. Dies. That's probably one of the more anticlimactic fucking fights we've ever had. But I mean,
Nope.
tactical genius. But
No, I can think of another one.
his last moments are like, God damn it, ah! And then it just fucking gets him. I'm like, yeah, no.
That plan was perfectly executed. I think the only thing that could have made that better is if I would have had a bow or a sling or something that I could have been attacking them from a distance.
You're right.
But still, this was a perfect tactical execution.
Uh-huh. I know that. Right. And combat. Well done, guys. That was
Fuck those guys. Right?
That's
Fuck
pretty goddamn good.
those guys.
Okay, so do the brambles stay
Yep.
or will they return?
No, he summoned a plant. As long as they get nutrients and water, they stay there.
Okay.
He essentially planted them with his will, if you will.
And she was far enough away that she didn't take any damage of this?
Oh no, she's in there.
Oh. Would a dryad get attack or have any type of defense against something like that? I mean,
Well, she's kind of immune to plants in general because she's also a plant.
Right. So so
So
she's in.
in like a few minutes, like she like stands up when it like goes like super quiet. She like stands up and so you're looking at this scene of just like brambles and like a few dead bodies in there. And like a really pretty blonde girl like stands up in like the middle of it and you're like, "Oh, hey." Like all these are really ugly, viney, thorny plants and then poof, there she is.
Because that's not horrific at all.
Yeah, yeah. She has an allure of 8, mind you, so she is breathtaking.
All right. I'll just say to her, I believe it's safe to come out.
Oh, she turns to the two of you and she like shrieks and she says you're not going to rape me, barbarian. I'm already. And she just kind of like she doesn't want to say it, and then she like covers herself up and sits on the rock and just glares at the two of you.
We just saved you from them. Um, I think you can trust us not to hurt you.
Well, she just glowers at the two of you from her rock.
Do you need help taking the collar off?
She gets off. She slides off of her rock and kind of like just rattles her chain a little bit, and she keeps like a very leery eye on you two, but she rummages around in the briar there, and you're kind of like if you're watching her do this, she like ransacks his body, and she gets out the key that he had on her because she was actually chained to him, uh, and she unlocks her collar and she stands up and just like throws the key into the brush there. She goes, sits back on her rock, and then just like she puts her arms around her knees there.
She's probably going to need a minute.
The one of the redskins that made it out and he pierced to the tree.
Mhm.
Is that approachable without having to go through brambles?
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
walk up there.
That one made it out. Yeah.
Okay. As long as she's taking a moment, I'm gonna go over and check this guy out.
Uh, Primordials, despite how seemingly barbarous and irredeemably evil that they are well formed, uh, handsome of features. You've only ever seen male primordials, to your knowledge. Uh, they do not wear beards. Uh, their hair is straight, um, not curly or wavy. Uh, they have um, they have very little body hair besides obviously their eyelashes and their eyebrows, um, and the hair on their heads. Their horns, or the laurel that I described earlier, is seemingly gold in color. This one, uh, a member of his race that seems to adorn his crown with gold dust, is similarly to how women wear makeup to be more attractive. This particular male of his species adorned his already lustrous horns with a light sprinkling of gold dust, possibly to seem more attractive. He has some whirl pattern tattoos, but he is dressed. You would assume to in the fashion of a scout. He is lightly armored with a coat of mail. He does not wear. Actually, hang on a second. Before I stick my foot in my mouth, let me do. Hang on here. Actually, give you his gear proper. He's got a saber. Looks like he's wearing greaves and greaves and a mail hauberk over what looks like a leather harness, kind of a padded jacket to keep back the cold of his garb. His clothes are more designed to keep the cold out. You can guess that they probably come from a region that is like significantly colder because he is dressed for weather and layers.
Hmm. Any pouches or pack?
Currently, I mean, he's not wearing a backpack, but he has a belt, a wide belt of many pouches on the belt. But his backpack is somewhere in the briar patch, if you will.
I'll just kind of carefully poke through the pouches, the belt pouches.
He um he has a sling on him of a strange black leather coming from a beast that you're not familiar with. How it's tanned that way where it's black, or maybe the hide of said beast was black. You don't know. But he has sling bullets of the same material his armor is made out of. About 60 of them. And it's the more you poke through this guy, the more you get. Yeah, no, this is a patrol. These are scouts. I mean, any equipment that they have on them is for light mobility. He also has a journal on him that is written in a ridiculous hieroglyphic script that means absolutely nothing to you. Sticks of charcoal, uh, a uh, a few oddments that you'd like to assume are medicine that stink, as well as some foodstuffs and what looks like a flask of that strong purple colored, obviously alcohol. But that's currently all he has on his person.
Hmm. I will definitely take the sling and bullets. If I have points in projectiles, does a sling count as that, or do you have to?
What is did you denote what kind of projectiles? Normally
No.
you're supposed to
Oh,
denote, I
sorry.
believe you had to believe you said bow initially.
Yeah, probably bow.
Okay. Okay. Then no, you'd have to respecialize to take points in sling as well.
Okay, I'll have to remember that when I level up. Just
Okay.
basically practice with it, right? And go
Right. That's what that
spend
would
some time.
denote.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll still take it. Um, I'll bring the journal and some of the other stuff over to Thriban.
No,
There's a book or a journal, something, I don't know. I can't read it. I can read. I can't read that. You
Is she still on the rock, just kind of hugging herself?
yep.
they're very much dressed as scouts. Very lightweight.
Question is, did they just leave camp or were they going back to camp? Is the question.
Can
I
you
personally
get-
don't want to wait around to find out.
No.
Let me see that journal.
So all this is yours.
Okay.
Charcoal stick. There's a flask and foodstuffs. I give him everything. This was his pouches.
Okay.
Although I'm
Good.
keeping the sling and the bullets.
Okay. I'm assuming Crack opened the journal. I can't understand a lick of it.
Absolutely not.
Okay. It's a thought that counts.
It's like that. Well, it's like we Westerners trying to understand the Russian alphabet. Like, what the hell? Why? It's a letter, but what the hell does it say?
You're right. Why is it backwards, upside down, and have, something above it?
Yeah, is that an accent mark? Why is it ascending and descending? What? Why? What are these dots for?
No. Yeah, he'll tack on the pouches, but he had rooms that he lost everything. He'll actually look back at the Dryad and we're gonna go back to our camp now. You're welcome to come with. Otherwise, I don't know where your tree is or if you can get back to it.
She just mumbles. She goes, I don't know where I live anymore.
Well, when's the last time they let you eat properly?
A few minutes before you two showed up.
How long
Huh.
have you been with them?
A few months.
Did they tell you if they were bringing you back to where they came from? A camp, maybe?
The rest of their companions are occupying a village not too far from here, and we were just on patrol. The two red ones found me, and they were keeping me as a plaything. They wouldn't share me with the cannibals. She kind of looks at those corpses and she shivers. And she gets a little misty-eyed at this, and she says, and they did things, and I don't know which one is going to be the sire of my daughters. Because I'm going to bear fruit soon, and I don't know which one it is.
Well, answers that question at least. Their bond is just. Gunnar will probably see the ice start to slake off of him. Because as she speaks, his hands start to tremble as he just anger washes over him. But then he'll take a second and Actually, does he calm himself back down? I wonder.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I'm probably like collapsed then.
Yeah, red
I
mist.
almost
Yeah.
forgot red mist.
You come off of the adrenaline high and like, fuck. Oh. I just
Yeah.
imagine him furiously going through pockets.
And then, fuck. uh, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
classic artistic timing. That probably actually snap him out of his own mindset.
Shunk thud as Gunnar falls the fuck over.
God damn it, Gunnar. All right. And he'll look over at the Dryas like, you think you can help me lug this oaf back to the camp?
You're not gonna rape me, are you?
I detest rape. I detest slavery. And I just summoned the thorns to take care of your captors. No, I'm not going to do anything to you. On my honor as a winter warden and a priest of the silent monolith, I will not do anything untoward to you.
What about him? He may look harmless now.
I get the feeling if he wanted to, he would have ran through those brambles after you. He's not going to do anything. I trust that man with my life.
She very demurely, very timidly gets up off of her rock and she walks through the brambles really fucking creepily. Keep in mind how she could just walk through them without getting cut to pieces. We have no idea. But she's out there, she stands next to you, and again, oh, she is breathtaking, but tiny. Uh uh and she's I can't I can't pick him up.
No, but if we each get underneath an arm and drag him, we might be able to make it work.
Well, then I guess you two drag him. She has a physique of 5. She ain't dragging shit. No, she.
I got a physique of 6, so even together we don't form his total.
Yeah, no, not at all. So no, the two of you cannot physically drag Gunnar. You guys camp there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we're
He
camping there.
sleeps. He sleeps where he fell.
Yeah, we'll attempt, and then I'll just kind of shake my head and all right, I guess we'll make a fire here.
No, she very much is uh uh they did things to her, gentlemen, and she kind of has that far off look in her eye, and she just kind of sits off on the side and hugs herself and doesn't do anything.
Am I like passed out cold or asleep? Um,
Do you want to be asleep?
I think if it's gonna help, um, kind of reboot, yeah, then I'll just succumb to sleep.
Okay. Then no, you are sleeping like a distant thunderstorm.
Yeah.
I Gunnar starts snoring.
I forgot how much that man can saw logs. No, Yeah, since the imminent threat is dealt with, Durban is going to leave the Dryad to her own devices because he knows she has a lot to process.
Uh-huh.
Um, he is going to, like I said, make a fire, probably get some sort of food warming up for when Gunnar wakes up because he's probably going to be ravenous when he wakes up. Got them red mist munchies going on.
Right?
And yeah, Durban will probably spend the rest of the time kind of sentry slash meditating because he burned through a good chunk of his power in that fight. So
Good
he
call.
needs to not exert himself if he can help it. He will offer the Dryad food and drink. But if she kind of just stonewalls him, he'll just leave her be.
She'll take uh she'll take the food from you, but she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Uh,
guess it's just
when does Gunnar uh wake up, I suppose?
I'm thinking that as evening rolls in, the temperature drops, and that's enough to send his keen alertness tingling like, oh, it's getting cold. Oh, I've been asleep for a while.
Right?
And rousing him from there. So I'd say he got a couple hours of a power nap.
Okay.
And then he's going to take stock first, make sure everyone's safe, and then start looking for food. Safety? Yep. Food.
plates in front of you.
Yep. You wake up to whatever you guys had previously.
Probably the rest of that fish. I'm assuming we're running low on that.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
almost forgot about the fish. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, shit.
Big old snaggly two sons of bitches.
Right.
Yeah. So he eats with both hands.
The dryad there, uh, she she just sits there in the firelight of the evening.
Oh, she's down with us now. Huh?
Yeah, no, yeah, you woke up and she was like 6 feet off to the side. Pretty little thing.
Okay. I'm finishing up. Finger looking good. Did I miss anything?
And the fact that we found out we can't haul your ass anywhere. You're too heavy.
This is just as well. As long as they didn't have any other scouting parties return or looking for them. As long as it's been quiet.
It's been quiet.
So before I had my red crash, I turned to the Dryad. You were explaining how they brought you along on their scouting mission, but what I'm really curious is how many of the red ones are back at that village you mentioned.
Two. Only two.
And are they hurting the people?
Well, probably. They're occupying the village, and the the people there don't they don't stand a chance. They don't they just do what they're told.
Threbron, I don't know how you feel, but I'm thinking that we need to finish cleaning this up.
Yeah, we probably should, shouldn't we? Besides, maybe they know how to get to the Ebenvale. I know he'll then look at the Dryad. You don't know where the Ebenvale is, do you?
I know where the Ebenvale is, yes.
Hmm.
Is that why do you want to go there?
Sure you're ready for this story? 'Cause it's gonna be a story.
All right.
And Thurban will go into the tale of having to deal with Endukaga and the fact that autumn has stopped, which I assume she kind of already knows, but we don't know for certain.
No, she concurs with the fact that her tree somewhere that she doesn't know where anymore uh is sick, and she said, oh, her tree couldn't drop his leaves, and he got really ill, and now his branches droop, and all this other things, like just tree
Yep.
shit that
Yep.
all the things you didn't know about trees, you now know.
Right. And yeah, he'll go on, Endukaga is actually a leader of the primordials of these red-skinned bastards.
I
And
know who that
he
is.
killed the King of Autumn, stole the crown of Endukaga or the King of Autumn.
No, she knows who Endukaga is when you describe him.
Yeah. That's who I'm trying to stop.
Oh,
He
he's
has
in the Ebon Vale with the rest of his people. They're currently invading the Ebon Vale in hopes to subjugate what is left of the Umbriad kingdom there, because rumor has it that the Queen of Winter is also there on one of the mountaintops.
it's not good.
I was picked up by this patrol. It was 4 of them and their 8 slaves, slave soldiers. And 2 of them asked if they could bring me along. And her voice trails off as she relives the things that happened. And you get the impression that she was passed around by these 4 for quite a while. And she's like spoils of war, basically. And the other 2, as well as the leader of their scouting party, is actually back in the village on the edge of the swamp. She says, if you're going to the Ebon Vale to stop the sorcerer, then obviously that's a good thing. But he's also at the head of their entire all of their legions,
Right.
which, as she's explaining all of this to you, it it sticks out when you guys were in Forsaken with Greyhold that and Greyhold mentioned like, oh well, in the east, Endurkaga has much has a more is a much stronger presence in the east as opposed to the west. And when she confirms this, the plot thickens and the conspiracy deepens, and you're like, oh well, for fuck's sakes. And then she goes on to explain, well, there's more scouting parties going south to make sure that the horse people don't get involved or don't say anything. And that's why they occupy villages as much as they can to cut them off from the rest of their kingdom.
I gotta talk to the Astromancer.
The plot thickens.
Mhm.
It sets up like Quickcrete.
Right? So Bond's just he's stuck for a moment because trickling down his head, he's putting all the pieces together real quick.
Yep.
And like part of his brain's like, fuck. Fuck. Like this is gonna come to a head real quick now.
It sets in
All
on
right.
you that you actually might have to bang knuckles with him soon. Magic knuckles.
Right?
Because she just confirmed that, yes, he is here. We just came from there a couple weeks ago.
Right.
You're
Gotta put
breaking
in
up
that
there,
work.
Mike. Yeah, there's a lag there, and
Better now?
a little bit.
No. Nothing's changed on my end. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna look back to Ganar and all right, should we liberate this village then?
Yes. Yes, we should.
She said there's 3 more of them or there's 2 more of them?
Two. She holds up her fingers. Two.
How many more cannibals are there, do you know?
None.
So it's literally just those 2 subjugating an entire village.
Yep.
Do they sleep indoors?
Yep.
Do not
Do
burn
they
the house down.
do they sleep together indoors?
Well, they sleep one at a time. When one
What's
sleeps, one is awake.
and the one that's awake does he scout or patrol through the village?
He stands watch. He just stands vigil over one of his companions.
He just stands.
Yep. They're occupying a village, and the villagers just leave them alone. They came in, they killed a bunch of the warriors in the village, and now the village can't really come defend itself very well.
Right.
And
These enemies that we just killed, do you know if any of them carried a bow?
not these. The other one, she points back into uh the bramble patch. She explains that he wielded javelins. He was more skirmisher than an archer.
But there was a bow.
No, he threw javelins.
Oh, okay. Could you go through the brambles and retrieve those with this pack?
She
We
kind of
can't walk
glares
through it.
she kind of glares at you like, make me work. And she like
So-
stands up in a huff and then like walks back in there.
So we can save the village? Kill the people who were capturing you?
Oh yeah, yes. She does it, but she's a little huffy about it. She brings back to you 6 of these black metal tipped javelins.
I will take them.
Did you take the sword from the first guy?
I didn't.
You probably should.
It's a saber, not a war sword.
Well, the other one probably doesn't have a war sword either.
Hell no.
Though I do kind of wonder if even him wielding a saber one-handed would be as strong, if not stronger than him wielding that war sword two-handed.
I don't know. I'd leave him the way it is.
I'm no good with swords in general, so
Right.
they don't do me any lick of good.
And no, Terry, you can't use the javelins either. That's a different projectile. Projectiles uh is the weapon group. You have to specialize in each.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah,
But yes, they are all projectile weapons.
however, it's still a tool. So,
Yes,
and
yes.
and now I have 6 of them. Yeah, if worse came to worse, you you throw the pointy end at them, right?
With a -4 penalty. It might work.
Yeah. Well, um, are you rested up enough to cast spells again?
Might be down for a few days, honestly. With how much he's
Actually,
got. How good are you?
actually with how quick he's able to recover himself, probably about a day.
Oh, wow. Well, look at you and all of your cursed accoutrements.
I think that would
No.
be worth the time to allow you to rest.
I'll look to how far away is this village?
2 days.
Yeah, so by the time we get there, I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Would you be willing to lead us to this village so that we can rescue it?
She nods. With that, for the evening, she's gonna curl up in a ball, uh, next to the fire, but not not so close that she's gonna light herself on fire, but be comfortable. Uh, she she kind of like very quietly cries herself to sleep. Like it's pretty quiet, but you can see like the tremor in her shoulders. But yeah, no, she is poor girl. Uh, she's been through a lot. On the morrow, however, you guys set out for the village. What I'll do is I will go ahead and kind of fast forward through our time there. So you guys basically just you tell me what you guys want to do for like 2 days, your downtime, and then we'll get to uh where you guys need to be for the rest of the session, if you will.
Well, the main thing that Gunnar is worried about while we're on the road is being alert and aware because she did say that there were, you know, possibilities of other patrols, I thought I heard. And just making sure that we're not going to come into an ambush or bump into somebody that we are unprepared for.
That you absolutely do not want to bump into, because that would suck ass and then some.
Right?
Uh,
Um, during the walk, during the downtime, I am going to contact the Astromancer if I can with the, you know, the speak without speaking. Basically fill him in on what the Dryad told me.
and what do you say?
Uh, basically that I have confirmation that Endukaga is at the Ebon Vale with a majority of his legions, and that they are also trying to subjugate the South, so that he can whatever he is able to do, as well as notify the royalties that are on the front lines. Because I'm assuming if she doesn't know, which somehow if she doesn't, I don't know why, the Umbriad Queen, I assume, would try to make haste home to defend home. But I'm also going to tell him that I'm basically, yeah, we're basically going to go there because we know where he is. And that I'm going to try to end this once and for all. God be willing.
Okay. So what exactly do you say to him?
Endukaga is in the Ebon Vale. I am going to liberate a village, and then we are heading in that direction. The Primordials are also attempting to subjugate the South to stop reinforcements from there.
You get a
And
response that
transmission.
says, "Why are you shouting?
I didn't know I was. I am sorry.
You are shouting to wake the dead." Why is Endukaga in the east?
He has reason to believe that the Queen of Winter is in the mountains near the Ebon Vale.
Oh, I thought that was obvious.
Right. Well, he is trying, I assume he is trying to find her, as well as subjugate the Umbriads at the Ebon Vale, so he has to deal with less people.
Oh, the High Queen will be perfectly fine. We have Fetef over here. I didn't think you knew. That's her mother.
Oh, no, I was not
Fetef is
aware.
just a princess.
Oh, that
The High
is,
Queen has 3 daughters. Fetef is the youngest, and she has the 2 elder daughters. So there's 4 women who rule that entire kingdom, and there is one queen mother above everything.
she's the youngest and she's that terrifying?
Yes, she is the youngest. So mind your manners when you see the High Queen, and you will know who she is when you see her. She is impossible to miss. Great card player, too.
But no. I would like to end this sooner rather than later.
If
And
you
if,
can assassinate Endukaga, then by all means assassinate him.
well, we just killed off a couple of primordials, so I'm feeling good at the moment.
Einar and I have dismantled the pillar in the swamp.
Thank
We
you.
did that 2 chains ago. Where were you?
Traveling through the mountains and then went down into a catacomb that, well, went down into what I thought was a cellar that turned into a catacomb. And I could not reach back out for something down there was blocking it. Felt like if you like put your hand through wet vomit, but in your mind.
There's no verbal response, but you get the the vibe of ew.
the recoil, yeah.
Oh, he's not there, but you feel the expression.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like stepping on cat puke barefoot in the middle of the night,
Uh-huh.
but in your mind.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Yeah. Um found a whole lot of sarcophagi. Found a set of black robes.
What did you do? You feel different. What have you done?
Promise you won't hate me.
Speak.
I donned the robes.
What robes?
The black robes.
There's no audible response, but you feel an eyebrow raise.
This point is
What
power versus
black
power.
robes?
I can't remember the name of the black robe.
My God damn it.
When you sent me the stat block for it, it just says black robes.
Golly effing G. Golly. Hang on. The robes of the maddened sage. Right. He doesn't say that, but he's like, what did you do?
The black robes of the Madden Sage. Apparently, it had a cabal following down in the catacombs that had a duality statue or duality statues of Carnage.
Dead silence.
And I also found a ring that I have not put on, and I'm kind of afraid to put on, that sat at the opposite side of the Carnage we know.
Dead silence.
We needed all the help we could get.
That remains to be seen. Do not yourself become the monster that we are hunting.
I won't. I won't.
We shall see.
Well, I already told Gennard to strike me down if I do, so.
I don't know that that mortal man, regardless of how impressive and skilled he may be with arms, can handle you when you become said monster. It's not if, it'll be a when.
Well, when Endukaga is gone, I am going to bed.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
I know.
Besides, whatever brought me back might just be done with me and I'll just fall into a heap anyway.
Tell me something before you go. Can you feel
Can I feel what? Just
Can you
feel in
feel the
general.
wind on your skin? Do you feel the earth beneath your sandals?
Yes. I have found that cold no longer hurts me, but that was before I found the robes.
Touch Gunnar on his arm right now.
All right, Thraban will look at Gunnar and put a hand on his shoulder.
Thurban's hand is icy cold.
I'll flinch.
Like you take 2 points of vitality damage. It's so goddamn cold. You were
Oh.
touched with dry ice. Oh,
Where the hell was this last battle? I'm joking. So, well, apparently I'm cold. Did I feel anything on my end?
no.
Can I feel the breeze on my face?
No.
Okay, apparently I can't. What does that mean?
I have a working theory that you're not supposed to be here.
I know I'm not supposed to be here. Some undead stag thing brought me back.
I don't know.
Well, I was knocked out for 3 days due to a fever dream, and I saw this thing, and I got the feeling that that's the reason I'm here.
I
Somehow-
don't believe that Awartheos was the one that brought you back.
No one else has spoken to me. I don't know. All I know is I was sleeping, and I got woken up. And I want to go back to sleep.
Let me ask you this. One final thing before I leave you be.
Of course.
Where is Endukaga right now?
I was told in the Ebon
No,
Vale.
no. Not told. Where is he right now?
I don't know.
Think.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Reach.
Yeah, he'll momentarily put Astromancer on hold, and he will reach out and see if he
Make
can find that
me-
malevolent entity that is Endukaga. What do you want?
Ah, technically, this is meditation.
Swear to God, if it was this freaking easy 3 sessions ago. All right, meditation, so that's a saving throw.
It's not a saving throw. You're actually using it as a skill at this point.
Okay, so we are okay. Duh. $22.
When you
Like it-
reach out, you reach out with your basically your third eye, your sorceress senses. You actually before I'm gonna continue. You describe for us what Thraban's searching looks like. What does it look like when he reaches out? Because each sorcerer is different.
Mhm.
100 sorcerers will have 100 different ways that they reach out.
I think we talked about this previous session. Basically, he sees it as like a billion upon billion threads.
Okay.
And
Yes, I remember this now. Yes.
Yeah. so, I mean, yeah, so basically he sees it as he has his thread, he can see himself, And basically, when he reaches out, he is looking for the energy that matches the thread he is looking for. Like, he knows the Astromancer's energy by now.
Right.
He can search the cosmos and find that man's energy. Um, if you want to reach out to his sister, he knows what his sister energy looks like.
Right.
He can reach out and find that and trace it to wherever she is.
Right.
In the case of Endukaga, he knows for the most part what it probably looks like, but he also knows that thing should be, at least in his eye, overwhelmingly evil. So he's looking for both that energy signature as well as just that aura of
Malevolence.
malevolence. Yeah. So it's like for him at least, because I don't really know how this works exactly, until he actually knows your energy signature, so to speak, he kind of just has to cast a net out and just look. But once he knows where you are, what you feel like, what you look like, he can basically go from his thread to yours in a snap.
Right. So as you're looking around, sensing, feeling, touching, feelers of the mind reaching out.
No cat vomit this time.
No. You find like a red hot thread. This isn't the thread that ties your pinky to the person that you're supposed to be in love with. No. This is the opposite of that. You find a red hot thread that you like you touch with your mind's eye, and it actually burns you. It like sears your fingertips if you're like physically ow, oh, god damn, ouch. No, but you follow it and you find it. And the closer you get, like you hear your heartbeat pounding fast, like it's you travel along this line, it's like heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. But it's like closer you get, the heartbeat goes faster. Until you look upon him, the 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 evil sorcerer, and it's like the heartbeat is pounding in your ears, and you have this overwhelming feeling of this is your prey. This is what you're here for. This is what we play for. And he's there. And then you're snapped back with the Astromancer, and you're like, he's standing in a room with like 6 other people right now. And the Astromancer says, yes, he is. I think you're dead, my friend. You can't feel the wind on your face because you're not actually here. You can't touch other living things because you suck the life force out of them. I think you're a revenant. And I think Endukaga is your prey.
Who has the power to make a revenant? What god would want to make a revenant?
One who really wants revenge.
I think I saw another revenant when we were down in the catacombs.
You think so?
Because I remember seeing this man burned at the stake.
Maybe.
And he was there, standing. Because I remember whatever was blocking us from being able to reach out so I couldn't contact you was down this corridor. And just looking at it, I can almost feel the corruption just trying to creep over me, just looking down this hallway, not going in it, not touching it, just looking at it. And he said, "You can't go down there right now, or you can't go down there. I have to go deal with this." And then he left. We split off from there. We had to, and that's when we found a way out of the catacombs and back up into fresh air. I wonder if he survived that.
Do you sleep?
I've been at least faking it. We take turns keeping guard. I lay my head down.
Out of habit?
I I never had a reason to think about it. Just like now that he actually thinks about it, he very rarely has touched a person since coming back.
Except for that one time that you hugged your sister. But she didn't shy away from you.
That means she's dead too, or something didn't trigger yet. He actually starts. Of course, this is all in the mind, but Astromancer will actually feel him start to like almost hyperventilate here as he's starting to have a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens next? I do this and then I go away.
I'm not a necromancer.
No, but you're probably the most knowledgeable person in this entire history of what we know.
Well, a revenant is an undead haunting that returns for a single act of vengeance and then returns to its slumber.
Okay. But you mentioned me turning into the monster I'm hunting.
Yes.
But if I take care of said monster, I go back to sleep. So I'm
You
gonna
could turn into some horrid undead monstrosity in the realm of the dead too.
race against time against myself.
As it would seem. This is a theory. I don't think you're actually here. I don't think you actually sat in my office and conversed with me.
But I had the books.
I know that. You think you know that, but we don't know. I believe Gunnar thinks that you're here. Keep in mind, like in the rest of the scene, the three of you are just having a nice afternoon walking.
Yeah, right.
Gunnar got touched with some dry ice, but like some dry ice fingers, and he was like, "Ooh!" But aside, this is all like inner monologue, and we'll say that Thurbon is like in the back, so his like expression can like change and go, what? As as the Dryad is actually leading you guys. You guys are kind of wandering through a game trail here.
So this doesn't change the plan.
I wouldn't think it did.
If anything, this hastens said plan.
What are you going to do?
Well, we're going to liberate this village because we're already going, and it's to help a dryad that we rescued.
Hmm.
Then I'm going to the Ebon Vale. I'm going to kill Endukaga.
We hope.
I am going to kill Endukaga.
We hope. Mine and the rest of the coalition forces' hopes go with you.
Do we have any way to get help to the south? Because the primordials are trying to stop the horse clans.
As far as we know, they are too remote for them to participate in any of the real fighting.
Okay. Need to get my head back on. What do you know about a black silver ring? And he'll describe the inscriptions that he saw on the inside.
The black silver ring.
The one that was in the offering bowl and the opposite.
No, I know what it says. What it is that's inscribed with the shadow runes. What devilment is this? The astromancer just says, "Where did you find this ring?"
In the catacombs, there was a meditation room that had a statue of Carnage opposite what looked like another statue of Carnage, but a different aspect of her, and it was in the unknown aspect. I was told by the spirits of the Cabal that I met when I put the robes on that it is actually a duality of her, and I did not know she had a duality.
I didn't know she had a duality either. Huh. Food for thought.
She was pretty. She looked peaceful. Did not look like the Carnage that we know and worship.
Carnage looking peaceful. That's
I
an excellent joke.
Yeah, exactly. But the ring was sitting in the bowl in front of her.
Would it say should meditate with it and see what happens?
I currently have it wrapped up in cloth because I did not want to touch it with bare fingers.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Well,
All rings of power have consequences.
I know. I'm already wearing one item that has consequences. What's another one though, right?
That's up to you.
Okay. I need a moment.
Call upon me when you need me again.
I will. Good luck.
You as well.
And then with that, he'll break off the connection, basically. And he'll actually take like an extra step to get back in line with the other two. Whatever they've been talking about for the past however many minutes, he has completely blanked out on.
The dryad is she's been actually rather quiet this whole time.
We never did get your name.
She just kind of looks at you and she over her shoulder and she goes, "My name is Aura."
I'm Thurban. That Goliath of a man is Gunnar.
She kind of waves weakly. With that, you guys will probably come to the end of the first day on your trek there. And we will begin to close the session here as you guys are kind of bedding down for the evening. It's got somewhat warmer as the lowlands kind of drop into kind of a pretty marshy, wet stretch of land. The waterways here are relatively clean. You sit on the riverbank as you guys have been kind of trying to keep with some kind of water course to find said village. And luckily, had you guys not met up with Aura and her erstwhile captors, you would have found your way to this village easy peasy. And Terry, I see the cat right there. I was like, what the hell's moving? Like, that's not your shoulder. No, it's nice. Excuse me. Completely lost my my
Sorry.
narration there. There you go. I was like, why is you? Never mind. Forget it. Excellent cameo. The cat. Traveling along this water course, if you guys had not actually met up with Aura and her erstwhile captors, you guys would have come across this village. Probably dispatched the primordial patrol and their cannibal slaves in reverse to what actually ended up happening. You treat yourself to an evening of fish as you cook and clean the rest of your blind subterranean fishes, and get yourselves ready for the night. Aura again curls up into a ball and rightfully so, she quietly cries herself to sleep again as Gunnar, you can begin our closing soliloquies for the evening as the spotlight comes up with you staring into the campfire flames. Takes away, brother.
As Gunnar appreciates the quietness of the night and finds his thoughts drift through the hypnotic flames. He thinks back proudly to the dispatching of 8 enemies without so much as a scratch on us. And is excited to eventually someday meet back up with his tribe so that he can share these stories, and hopes that maybe someday he can find somebody who will turn this battle into an epic poem that can be shared. The planning and the execution was immaculate, and it was just a very honorable battle.
With that, as Gunnar begins to drift off, the spotlight illuminates Thurban in uh, some emotional turmoil. A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Uh,
Take us away, brother.
He is actually going to test whether or not he actually has to sleep or not. One, he's keeping watch, but two, he's actually going to just let Gunnar sleep tonight. Because unfortunately he had a lot of things come to light, and now he is wondering just how much he was doing automatically and just how much needs to be done still, and it frightens the fuck out of him, honestly. Yeah, that conversation was not one he was expecting. And yes, while he knows it's a theory, it's also kind of falling into place. And as stated, the Astromancer is the most knowledgeable person that he is aware of, and theories from that man probably hold at least some truth to them. Fuck, that's terrifying. And like every now and then he just kind of has like the involuntary shivers of like just not having like a panic attack or anything happen again, but just the realization, and it just sends a shiver through his gut. Um, but now like he does wonder, you know, why didn't his sister recoil from his touch? Of course, then sends his mind to the worst possible case scenario of she's dead too and somehow still there. Was she just a figment of his imagination? Were they actually there? Is this all just a fever dream of some madman and none of this fucking exists right now? It's fucking with his head a million ways from everything, and it's probably going to drive him insane. But that's okay. We need a little insanity in our lives. But honestly and weirdly, he's going to attempt to keep himself calm through the night, and he's going to do this by actually grabbing that black silver ring. And like the Astromancer said, he's going to sit there and try to meditate on it. Probably at first with it still in the cloth, so he doesn't actually touch it. But before the sun rises the next day, he will probably have it sitting in his bare palm while he is trying to connect with this thing, if he even can. And sadistically enough, and this is really fucked up of him, every now and again, he's going to reach out with his mind's eye and he's going to look for that red hot thread. Not going to touch it, not enough to actually like do anything, but just, all right, you're still fucking right there. You keep your ass right there, because I'm coming for you. And he's going to hopefully not spiral into a, you know, driveling mess before the dawn.
It is at some point during the night that your meditation comes to a head, and your your, dare I say, mastery of the ring That's not exactly the right term for it, but your understanding of it, possibly slightly better term, becomes apparent, and you hold the ring in your bare palm, and sometime that night, unconsciously, you slip the ring on. You slip the ring on to your left index finger, where a ring of power should be. Once doing so, the ring itself slices into the flesh of your palm. You see your palm into your finger, spurting a jet of golden blood. Your blood. Some relief and horror there. You still do bleed. It was incredibly painful as this thing slices into you. And reactively, you try and pull the ring off. The ring won't come off. You pull a dagger from your belt, and in a momentary lapse of madness, you try to cut your finger off. Your finger will not heal. And through some also more horrid madness, you try to cut your hand off. Your hand will not heal. And then, horror of horror, you attempt to stab your dagger into the shoulder joint of your arm and saw your arm off in madness. The dagger will not enter your flesh. You stand there, staring at your left palm with a black silver band on it that reads, "What devilment is this?" on its inner, in the inside of the band. Indeed, what devilment is this? Your vitality is reduced by 8. You gain 6 spell points. You gain access to shadow lore, as well as a +6 bonus to it, and ward against demons. You are now immune to possession. And with that, we will close the session as the stage lights illuminate Thurbon's horrified yet exhilarated, mad, crazy eyes looking at his left index finger. Good night, everybody. We will be back next session.